Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's dive straight into the action of the weekend. The Bokke! Now listen, despite a 42-24 win, I think the Springboks left Loftus with more questions than answers. And I mean, Rassie Erasmus voiced clear frustration after a flat second half and hinted at lineup changes for Gqeberha. Now we break down the performances, the player impact, and of course, what's next. And who better than Adrian Ainley, all the way from our Good Hope FM Sport, joining us to chat about what went right, what went wrong, and everything else in between the Boks versus Italy. Adrian, how are you doing this weekend? Oh, this week, sorry, after the weekend.
Oh, man, it feels like the weekend still. I'm not going to lie.
I know.
I'm still waking up from that performance, but I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Fantastic, man. Also, I feel like it's still the weekend, still recovering, still a bit groggy from it. But wow, I was shocked. I was blown away. I had excitement and a lot of mixed emotions for this game. It looked like we were off to a fantastic start. I must say, it looked like, okay, Springboks are getting into it, but it seems like we might have taken the gas off a little bit too early. What do you make of this performance the weekend, man?
Yeah, look, it was definitely a game of two halves. I mean, that first half, almost flawless from the Springboks. I mean, very dominant, scoring a lot of tries. But what really was, second half, I mean, it's the biggest thing. You never want to feel like you are complacent. You never want to think because you have such a big lead, you sort of let your foot off a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what happened, especially when we saw the introduction of some new players for the Bok team. It just felt like they weren't as clinical as they were in that first half.
Yeah, man, and it definitely felt like that for me because obviously first half, and again, kudos to Italy. Let's speak about the defensive efforts that they put in because the Springboks came in guns blazing from that first whistle, but yet every single push, Italy were there for it. They were throwing their bodies on the line, and I was actually absolutely impressed by what they were able to produce. Talking about us having 80% of our game in their half for that first half. And the scoreline, yes, as good as it was, I thought it would be bigger. So kudos to their defensive efforts. And I think that kind of showed in the second half because Bomb Squad comes through. You're expecting, okay, the plan's gone perfectly. They should be tired. Now we can walk over them. But that wasn't the case.
No, not at all. And I mean, if you see who's coming on, you've got Bongi coming on, you've got Ergies Snyman, massive players, brilliant players. Literally, I saw them coming on, I thought, cool, this is the Bomb Squad now. Now we're just going to either sit back and keep it tight in defense, or we're going to score more tries. But either way, I did not see what happened as the result of what was going to come. It was not expected at all.
And the impact where you thought it would be wasn't necessarily there. I think, if anything, the backline really showed up this weekend, looking at both our wings, Kurtley Orange, Ches and Colby, showing that electric pace. But again, for me, Jesse Creel, planning a try, which was such a beautiful moment after being captain of the squad. The backline for me is just showing that depth. It's showing that tenacity. It feels like more needs to maybe be done in that front pack. I mean, I'm looking at some of the lineouts as well that we didn't have going to play. So work needs to be done from that front pack. And I think, I don't know what you make of it, but they even used a little bit of our own medicine against us in those running mauls, in some of those attacking halves, and we didn't seem that ready for it.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I feel there's going to be a lot of bruised egos this morning. Especially we conceded a try through a maul as well. And I think that's obviously where we shine is through our scrums, through our attack. But again, like you were saying, we were tackling Italy so much. They were absorbing it. Rassie was even saying in his press conference, he was sort of hoping that after that first half of just so many tackles, Italy would sort of break in the second half. They'd just be exhausted. No, they came back. They were absorbing it so much. So definitely. Like, kudos to Italy. I think we can't sit here and say it was all the Springboks' fault. Italy definitely capitalized on our mistakes, especially in the second half.
Yeah, that's something I saw as a standout, was their defense especially, and the fact that they brought it throughout this game, and it almost felt like they were going to do something crazy towards the end. Let's talk about our debutant, Vincent Chituka. Man, I loved watching him play, and I had a special effort of making sure I noticed him and paid attention to his play, but I think he's brilliant. I don't know what you think of him, but he's versatile, he's fast, he's strong, he's everywhere. What do you think of his performance?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, even last week when he was here playing against the Barbarians, he looked amazing. I mean, for a friendly match. So it was very well deserved for him to get his first call up for an actual test, and I think he performed brilliantly. Again, he is playing in Peter Septitoy's role, who
big shoes,
you would think, you know, he has that position locked. Obviously, just coming back from injury right now, but he's really challenging for that position. I think I'd love to see both of them playing together somehow. But no, brilliant performance.
Oh,
from
that would
Vincent.
be an absolute dream, seeing a combination like that, and then maybe Vincent moving to like a loose position. But let's talk about this overall. I mean, we had pretty much like the 90% of the World Cup winning squad in this team.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a win. Yes, we spoke about the frustration. But from your perspective, Adrian, because you've got great insights, what do you think needs to be done in order to spruce this team up to get the results and that dominance that we were kind of expecting from the Springboks?
Look, in all honesty, I think games like this are kind of good because it is a wake-up call.
Yeah.
It is a thing to say, look, we are world champions. We have so much depth in our squad. But ultimately, if we're going to lose focus, if we're going to take our foot off the gas, if we're going to make simple mistakes, we're going to get punished for it. So I'm almost grateful for performances like this very early on in our season because it gives that sort of wake-up call. It gives Rusty the frustration. I mean, he's been using that word frustration so much post-game. And I just know that this morning, in their first training camp, as they prepare for the second test, he's going to be drilling that. He's going to be speaking to them and saying, look here, guys, that was not us. That was not great. We need to learn from that. And obviously he's hinted at maybe even changing the lineup for the second match as well, just to sort of address that, just to have a sort of very strong statement to say, no, look here, we are the Boks. We know how to play, and we're going to respond to that poor performance.
Yeah, look, I think there's a lot of information that we can take from that. Also, kudos to Mone van der Berg as well for that dominant performance. We've got another new scrummy that we can lean into. But we've got another game this weekend, and Adrian, I can't wait to discuss that with you. We sure will be diving into that as we head to GQ Quebec for the next Springbok encounter. They're taking on Australia?
No, it's Italy again.
Italy again. Italy again.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's going to be a domination. But Adrian, thank you so much. Absolutely appreciate all your hype, and we'll be sure to bring you all that action as it unfolds.